So we had all agreed last night it was going to be Justin. This morning, talks were quick. Justin reiterated. But you'll see on the footage, I'm sitting there and I'm like, nobody's whispering nothing. Something's up. Something's up. So, yeah, that was nice. So when I got my flame snuffed out, I'm like, all right, I know the one in my pocket or on my chest isn't going to work. Like it's one of these older looking ones. I pulled that right one out. It went right in. I wanted to smile so big and just, not that I hate these guys, but I wanted to give them all the middle finger. Then it opened up and I'm like, I saw the lighter. I'm like, it better not be a fire building challenge. It's fuck. I just had to light that torch. Bam. Um, I know where Dan voted. Me and Dan both voted Justin, so I know he's still good. And me and him are blindsided, so they know we'll be out for blood.
So we're dealing with the fallout of voting Tory. He was under the impression we were all going to vote Justin, and we took the opportunity to get out somebody who's proven themselves to be a pretty fierce competitor. But then obviously he rose from the ashes, and rather than go with what our original plan was, which would have been Dan, we decided to take the opportunity and vote for Justin.
Nobody knew I had 3 keys, did they? I'm looking, I'm like, they're all different shapes. One of them has to be it.
Oh, yeah. So, I'm sure Dan's pissed too. You know, nobody likes seeing their name written down.
Oh. Of course, the first time, all 3, I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
I still had that smile on my face.
I mean...
Let me show it again. You want to get a close-up on this?
Yeah, it's nice.
Look at that. Yeah. Rose like a phoenix.
Lifesaver.
Keep holding.
But
Rose like a phoenix.
Yeah, so first off, I just kind of want to set back just a little bit. I haven't given a confession in a while. So last night, I had this moment in the game where I found myself so mixed between using my head and my heart in this game. So coming in, my first alliance was with Justin. We saw each other, we knew of each other. We both know that each other have played these games before and won these games before. So we needed each other in that respect. Because other people may have known that or may not have known that. But I think coming in as 2 experienced players who have won, we immediately had each other's back. So that was my first alliance. And then the alliance with the girls just kind of formed. I think that was naturally because of our sleeping positions. And I know Sarah and Ayla are so sweet, but they're also so young and they felt so deeply. And when it came to the time that it was my best strategy to cut them, I knew that that was going to hurt them on a personal level. And that was very tough for me. Because I have played before and I have won before.
splitting the votes between you and Dan, just in case you had an idol.
Who came up with it, though?
It was probably Justin and Christina.
Okay.
And it was girls on Dan, guys on Justin. I mean on you. And then I told Ashley I wasn't on board with it. I built the most trust with you. And then they're like, all right, well, we're just going to straight. The 4 of us will vote. If you're not confident you're going to do that, the 4 of us are going to just vote Tory out anyway, and it won't even matter what you do. It's like, damn. And then Justin's doing a really good job of selling himself as less of a challenge threat, someone who hasn't done anything in the game.
So it was you, Justin, and Mark.
That voted for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it was a valid point. You're going to be tough to beat, on these challenges. And if you win that Final Four immunity, I fear for my life there. I feel like you might cut me.
If I don't win immunity, they're going to vote me or Dan. They're going to vote me or Dan. And they'll end up maybe splitting it. Maybe me and Dan can all vote one person, but they need... I don't know. It's going to be weird. We'll see what happens, but yeah. But for me, Andrew's gone.
But obviously it cramps our relationship a little bit, and you know, I can't expect anything from you after that, but it doesn't mean I'm not willing
All
to.
I know is when you guys came over, my original Anka tribe wanted to say Anka strong. And you were supposed to be the first to go.
Yeah,
And me and Dan,
yeah,
it's not time. That's why we went with Alyssa. Then after that, we took out Sarah and Ayla.
yeah. You're right.
We kept to our word with you and Ash. Other than that, I don't see anybody being a threat. Maybe Mark, because he's supposed to be in my final three, but maybe he caught on and realized he really wasn't.
Yesterday, I felt that for a minute it was more important for me not to make these girls feel bad and to go ahead and forfeit my game. But I took a minute, cried a few tears, much like Tori, rose from the ashes, and decided, you know what, you're here. Be strategic. Do what you do. So I went ahead and voted out Sarah. It also didn't hurt that she said like some pretty nasty things to me once she realized that was happening. So it, certainly gave me the permission to do what was the right move.
Even if I think you and I can decide who goes next, I really do. Like, if we say the right things and do the right things.
I think
And so it's
you and Mark.
yeah, it's like that's ideal, right?
Yes, and Christina,
So
you vote with us
to take out Tori.
to take out Tori.
Okay.
If Tori doesn't get immunity in the next round.
If Tori gets a minute, we take out Christina.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next, and then 5 we do the opposite.
Yeah, and any opportunity moving forward, if Tori gets immunity next, any opportunity we have moving forward where he doesn't have it, we don't even need to discuss it. He's gonna go.
Yeah.
Because at this point, he is still
He's the
all the
biggest
things.
threat.
He's
Now
the
it's
high
clear.
decision king. He's the challenge threat,
We have 3 keys.
and he's pissed.
Yeah.
So he's coming back to
Yeah.
win.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
He gave me this survivor social polite answer, but deep down he wants to be like, you mother.
He's like, I hate love you guys.
Yeah.
It's only respect.
Yeah, so
I only voted you because you're too good.
Yeah.
I mean, that's true at this point moving forward.
and
Anyone
you gotta
vote
credit
for
Justin
is-
because he swayed me. Like, I would have voted out Justin last night, but this morning,
Yeah.
Justin's just such a good talker and he made valid points.
Yeah.
Like, that's also why. Like, I was like, damn, he just swayed me. I need to vote, and I should vote him out because he swayed me.
Yeah.
But here we are because he can win the rest of the challenges.
Yeah. So we're getting to the point where the lines have been drawn and it's pretty clear where the lines are, and there's not a lot of wiggle room or coming back from those decisions. But I think as of right now, Andrew, Mark, and I are trying to get to final 3. Tori is obviously on the chopping block the second he doesn't have immunity. He's got to go. And then Christina. She is a really strong physical threat. She has played a really good social game. She's been very honest and upfront, and I think people have really underestimated her. And I think she could easily sway the jury. So.
And the thing that I love about Survivor Angelica is that this really does feel like I'm out here playing with my friends. Other games I've played are so much more rigid and stiff, and you're not allowed to talk to production, you're not allowed to know what time it is, production's very snarky and they're not going to tell you anything, and it doesn't feel like that. It feels much more like I just made a whole bunch of friends, production and players. So I don't know, there's that. And also, just to be totally candid, I lost my grandmother about 2 weeks ago. And we grew up on the same street. I grew up on the same street. She helped raise me. It was a big loss in my life. It's okay. I mean, she was 94 years old, lived a great life. She was ready to go. But my other grandmother got put in the hospital right before I came out here. So I think it's impossible not to have your home life affect this. And there were a lot of feelings of guilt coming out here. Why am I coming out here when I have a family member in the hospital? And I think that feeling guilt about voting the girls out really triggered a lot of that. So I think it was so much deeper than just the game, but it was also, the feelings of being out here. So there was so much. There was so much going into that. I mean, what else could I take a shot at?
Well, what I'm saying is, it wouldn't have been such a bad thing if Tori left last time. Like, are you, like, you're not going to just do a redo on that?
No,
Take it.
I don't think that's the smart move.
I don't think so either right now. He gets if he gets to the end, he's going to win.
I don't know if that's true.
Really?
I think it depends on the story that the person sitting beside him can spin.
Must try. I don't know. Like, I mean, I know he just opened a stupid box or whatever,
I
but
think
like
it's
people.
a very good chance that he would win. Yes.
Yeah.
But there's always a chance. I have a fire lit under me now. I no longer feel guilty for any of the moves I'm going to make. I think every player left in this game respects strategy, and I also think I have to turn it up a notch to show the jury what I've been doing. I think that some jury members know, and I think they're starting to understand more. Like Sarah and Ayla had no idea how close I was with Justin and Mark. Justin and Mark were my final 3 hours into the game. And Sarah and Ayla had no idea. And now that they know that, I think they're starting to see, oh, maybe she was a little more strategic than we realized.
And then that's gonna be, and then it's gonna be the final 4, me, you, Tori.
And then we just
Us 3 and Tori.
Yeah.
And then we just see
we
what
gotta
happens.
we gotta take him out
Yeah.
if we can.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be on me to. You're gonna need my vote then.
Yeah. Then we're gonna have to win you over, or we're gonna have to win each other over. And we'll figure it out.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah.
Isn't that fun though?
I mean, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would love to.
As I said earlier this morning, I have been playing with my back against the wall since the beginning. There's always been somebody who's trying to push me out. I had really strong alliances with my original tribe mates, so I was told, don't worry about it, like, it's not you. But then there's always that, sinking feeling sitting at tribal that they're blindsiding you. And I think I've had my name written down almost every single tribal, at least by one person. I feel like I have a very good relationship with every single person left in this game. I would vote with each one of them. I would vote against each one of them. So I'm just stoked to do it.
All right, bring it on in. Gonna hang out right here for me. Where should I put this? You can just lean it up against the tree if you'd like. Welcome to your next immunity challenge. Ashley, I gotta take that back. I hope you enjoyed your time with it. I did. All right. This is a multi-stage, multi-round event. 3 of you will compete against each other in a multi-stage challenge. First step of this challenge is a beanbag toss. Stand behind the stick. Phase 2. You have to retrieve your own beanbags if you miss. Try not to kick anything out of the way. There are rocks in the buckets so that they don't shift. Once you've completed that, pick up your bundle of sticks. Be very careful with these through this entire course. Don't jam them into the ground. Don't try to break them, because this is very important for the final stage. They are a little delicate, so I just ask that you be ginger but swift. It's hard, I know. The next stage, you will be untying knots. However you need to do so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 knots. All equally spaced, same amount, same style. Once you complete your knots, grab your next bundle, army crawl underneath this. Get as low as you can, as low as you can. Try not to hit these. Once you've army crawled, you'll grab your next set. Come on down this way. Those sticks are part of a sundial. These sticks will go onto these pegs. There are holes drilled in the sticks to fit these pegs. You can see that there's a lineup outline for where that stick should sit. You will know if it's not going to fit because it will not match that outline. Do not try to bend these to make it fit. It will fit. You just have to wiggle jiggle, Okay, it does not have to be seated all the way onto the board as long as you have your stick placed on here enough so that the pegs are through the holes on the sticks. It's a 3 with a winner. Then another group of 3 with a winner. Then we have another station that we will explain once we get our 2 winners, that they will do another task. But we'll worry about that once we get our winners. This is the first round, first heat. Winner moves on to the finals. Survivors ready? Go! Tori sinks onto his knots. Christina misses 2. Mark trying to get his last one in. Christina overshoots, undershoots, Mark undershoots. Tori with his first set of knots looks like it's undone. Mark now moving on to the knot station. Christina now sinks. She's moving on to the knots. Tori working on his next set of knots. Mark working on his first. Tori shredding through this pretty quickly. He's just about through the 3rd set. Whatever means possible to get these out. Use your teeth, use your fingers, pick them up. I don't care what you do. They just need to be untied. However you need to do it. Don't be afraid. We had clean hands when we tied those knots. Maybe. Tori now with 2 more to go. Mark working through his now. Looks like he's got a set or 2 undone.
I've done 2, thank you.
Christina has done 2, thank you. You're welcome.
3 now.
3 now, as she talks herself through this. Mark's struggling a little bit now, it looks like. Tori's struggling with a knot, using his teeth trying to get it. Christina now catching up from behind on her last set of knots. Impressive catch up here. Tori now has his rope all the way out. He's doing his army crawl as low as he can. Excellent performance on the army crawl. That was fantastic. Christina now busting through as low as she can. Her butt's hitting that line, but that's okay. Grab those sticks, move on to the final stage. Here he goes with his last set of sticks. These sticks will go outwards. Outwards.
Oh.
These sticks will form an outward pattern to create a sunburst. Christina now looking through.
And it looks like they don't all.
Christina making a note that maybe they don't all fit, which could be a correct assumption. Work your way around this. There will be some that work. Once you think you've got it enough to fit, there you go. You don't have to seat it all the way. They just have to be on those pegs.
Okay.
Christina has 2. Tori has 1. Mark now working his way around. Christina looking for her 3rd. Tori now has 3 out of nowhere. Tori now has 5 with 2 more to go. Christina has 3. 2.
Boom.
Tori has 1. Moving on to the next round.
Great job, Tori.
All right. Survivors ready? Go.
Take your time.
Everybody misses on their first shot. Everybody misses on their second shot. Dan misses. Ashley misses. Andrew has 1. Ashley misses on her second attempt. Dan with 1 on the rim.
I have to knock it in.
I would try to knock that in.
Good job. Good job.
Ashley's got 1 in. Andrew now moving on to his knots. They are on the edge. I would say redo that. Grab that and redo that. It's got to go in the bucket. Dan now moving forward.
You got it, Ash.
Ashley just misses. Andrew shredding through his knots. Dan now starting his knots. Ashley now moving forward. This is anybody's game to take. We saw this in the last round. Christina came from behind, very close to falling out of it, and then comes from behind. Just couldn't figure out the sunburst puzzle. Tori shredded through his way. Andrew now with 2 knots to go. Dan just about done with his first knot. Ashley working on her first knot. Second knot, sorry.
I love the ladies.
They don't want to be told they're behind. She's on to her 3rd. There we go. Andrew's using his teeth. No fear. Ashley now with 2 knots left. Andrew with, I think, 3.
I don't know.
He doesn't know. Dan working on, I can't tell how many he has.
3 left.
3 left.
So tiny.
Hands are getting sweaty. Andrew down to 2. Ashley down to 1 left. Ashley now doing her army crawl to get through. Be careful of those sticks. Get nice and low. Move through. She was the last one to finish the bucket station. Now the first one to get over to the sunburst puzzle.
Let's go, Ash. All right.
She's now removing her sticks and starting. A considerable lead right now.
Take your time, boys.
Both guys struggling with what looks like their last set of knots. Andrew now just about done with his. A little bit more to go. Dan just a little bit more to go. Dan looks behind him and realizes something. He goes back, gets his other set of sticks, which could have caused him trouble if he got all the way back to the end and didn't have them. Army crawls through. Look at him go. Ashley now with 2 sticks on. Andrew struggling with his last knot. Ashley with 3 sticks on. Andrew now working his way through as fast as he can to get up here and catch up now. Ashley with 4. Right out of the bat, Andrew with 1. Checking his orientation. Still with 1. Ashley with 5. Andrew with 2. Looking for his 3rd. Dan now with 1. Dan now with potentially 2. No, it does not fit. He doesn't like it. Andrew with 3. Ashley now looks like she has 6. Dan still with 1. Andrew with 3. Ashley looking for her 7th. Realizes that's not going to fit. Does this one fit? Andrew with 4. Dan with 1. Dan with 2. Andrew with 5. Ashley looking for her 7th. That's her 8th. She has 1. Moving on to the finals.
All right, Ashley.
They will create a pyramid within this structure here. However you need to organize them to create a pyramid structure. Coming up, 3D. Okay. Pyramid structure. Which side do you want your balls on? Doesn't matter. You can move them around if you need to. Don't try to build anything on the ground. Just organize with whatever's easy for you to be able to grab them and build. You'll be building a pyramid 3D structure. If you think you're ready, just let me know, and we'll go on my mark.
Let's get to it.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to get to it. Survivors ready for immunity. Let's build. Sometimes it's not as easy as it looks. Tori now going right out of the bat trying to build a pyramid structure. Ashley working from the bottom up. Which orientation will work? Ashley now just trying to find something that gets her up to the top. They're working with 2 groups of 4, a couple groups of 2, and a couple groups of 3. The colors do not matter. It is a random selection of colors. Oh, 3-sided. Tori now with a 4, a 3, a 2, and a group of 4 upright. Now he orientates a group of 2 from the back row, trying to lean them up. Ashley with a 4, a 3, a 2, something in the middle. There is a clear cut, precise way that this can be solved. It does take time. Work your way through it. Try different combinations. Ashley getting closer to what looks like a pyramid, just can't figure out how to settle her balls in. Tori now with a group of balls in each of his hands.
Keep working, guys. Keep working. Good job.
Tori now grasping 4 balls with one hand to try to create this structure. Ashley now playing with her balls. Tori now looking at his balls. These balls are not easy to work with. She does a group of 4 again. Now a group of 3 along the edge. She's building from the outside in, it appears. I can see the wheels turning. I can see the balls moving. Ashley now deconstructing, rethinking it. Tori rethinking it. We used my 8-year-old child as a beta tester on this challenge.
Great.
For reference, it can be done. We'll make sure to edit that footage in for sure.
Thank you so much.
Think simple. Tori looking to see what it would look like if it was complete, visualizing it. He's very close to what it would look like complete. Just trying to figure out how can I create these layers to have the group of balls on the bottom, then the next in the middle, then the top layer. How can I create this layered structure that creates a pyramid with what would be 1 ball at the top?
1 ball at the top.
There would be 1 ball at the top, creating a point. Ashley now getting closer to some structure that's getting her there. Not quite figuring it out. Kind of reassembling now. She's deconstructed back down to pretty much 1 layer. If an 8-year-old can do it, you can do it.
No pressure.
Deep breath. That'll help. Refocus.
Not quite a pyramid. That's almost just 2 rows of equal size.
Well, okay.
They will work their way up to a pyramid, so remember that it's going to get smaller as it goes to the top, with a terminating ball on the top. Tori just holding that group of 4 balls, wondering how he can place those balls to create this structure. It has been a long weekend. Your brains are shot. Ashley now has a starter layer again. Tori rethinking it now. Repositions his group of 4. We're now using a group of 3 and a group of 2. A 4, a 3, and a 2. Is there an orientation to that? Does that work? In any manner, can they create a system? Tori now reorganizing. Sarah thinking herself through this now. She's talking herself through this.
Say it again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jeez. Ashley. I'm tired too.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know my name anymore, you know?
A 4, a 3, and a 2 seem to be a good position for both of you, and now you've aborted your missions. Ashley now with a 4, a 3, a 2, a group of 4 in the front, leaning. She's going to hold it in place. Tori now with a 4. Ashley now with a second layer, which looks like she's got it. She has 1 immunity. Congratulations.
That hurt my brain.
I've heard potentially my name.
I've heard my name.
I've
I've
heard
heard
your
your
name.
name.
I've-
I've heard Chris.
Yeah,
I haven't heard Dan or Mark.
exactly. So I'm trying to, like, obviously I'm not writing my own name.
Why not?
That'd be silly. I don't think. Can you do that?
That is not legal.
Yeah, you can't write your own name.
Okay.
Especially if you know in the conversations we had, you don't come to me and tell me, oh, I respect you as a man, you're a dad too. We kind of have the same background. I'm with you 100%. When you guys first came over. So then when our whole tribe was talking, they're like, all right, we got to pick those guys off. I'm like, because they wanted you first. The girls, they wanted you first, then they wanted Alyssa, then they wanted Andrew off. And then me, Dad, and Mark worked our asses to keep you guys on. And I'm like, you know me, Sarah's kind of annoying. Do you guys not see it? Oh, look at that challenge. Look at Ayla and Sarah. That's all. And then when we were sitting there at that one challenge with the pens, that's why I came up to you. I'm like, oh yeah, you're safe. Because everybody's talking, they're like, oh, those girls gotta go. They're too dramatic.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So now I have to come up to a decision of like, what's best for my game moving forward. I know I've had a good thing going with you and burned it a little bit last round. I know that, and like,
It wasn't just you. The only person that didn't was Dan. So
exactly.
everybody's got a good point. It's like, do I write your name? Do I write Mark?
Yeah.
Do I write Chris? So,
I would,
motherfucker.
if we could get the votes, I don't know if we can, but I would do Christina. But also, dude, I can't beat you in shit.
We didn't even go against each other that last one.
No, but just in general, I mean, I'm a personal trainer, and you're outrunning me, and I'm showing my weaknesses.
You know, we all met up and everybody was like, Andrew, and I'm like, let's not do that.
Yep.
Let's do someone else.
Yeah, you protected them, yeah.
Yep. Because he just came over. I didn't want us, the girls don't know, but I didn't want us to be down. I didn't want our guy numbers to be down.
Same.
Just
I know.
in
It's
case-
like try to keep that in the DL. It's like, but yeah,
in case
that's
the
been in
girls
the
tried
back
to
of my
pull
mind
something.
too.
It's like,
Right.
it's even right now.
Yep.
If we lose him,
Yep.
we're down. He was somebody we could probably easily pull over. So Alyssa was our safe vote that day.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it was.
And then-
It worked out.
So immunity-wise, maybe not. I'm not that good at
Are you-
challenges.
are you gonna
But
be-
I'm talking, when I say I can't beat you in the end, I'm talking about like
Oh,
final
shit.
tribal council. Like if
But
we
you
were
were-
to get there,
I think you do. You have that underdog story.
think.
You have a good story. Your tribe was down in the outs, and you pretty much rose like a
But now
phoenix.
that like I'm one of the people that wrote your name down, and we're sitting in a final four scenario with like you, me, Mark, and
Right.
Dan, I might get the cut. Right?
Oh, you might get immunity.
Well, I might get immunity, but
You never know.
you might get immunity.
And then one of them might get it.
It's all like probabilities.
You never know.
I had conversations with Mark that felt wishy-washy, like he wasn't going to tell me everything. And then I had a moment with him where I was like, oh, this is genuine.
Yeah.
The conversation I just had back there was wishy-washy.
Oh.
So he's between me and Tori right now.
Because.
So if you just keep helping me, like
Yeah.
say like me, you, and Mark final three, I mean that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you see a reason to, other than maybe your reason is loyalty, but do you see a reason to keep Tori over Christina? Like, do we want to try to?
Oh, you really want to rock with Tori? I mean, that's where they're coming from. I don't have a way to get the numbers.
Oh, yeah, so you don't think?
Yeah.
You're just like, I'm going to be in the minority on this one?
Yeah. Well, because isn't that what's count? Like, because they already told me that I think that's what's going to happen. And that's where isn't that where Ashley's from? Yeah.
So it doesn't matter?
Yeah, even, that's three right there.
Okay. So.
And then Tori's vote's gonna go wherever there's no way.
Yeah.
Three wins it.
Yeah. I guess they suggested, I'm sure when like Tori and Christina are talking, they're probably throwing my name out.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Well, Tori, I'm telling Tori that I'm gonna vote Christine.
Okay.
Because that makes sense. And
So,
he's on board with that.
Here's my thoughts about Tori. I was super genuine about our three. So I made a decision this morning to throw it out of the backset. Right. And so, like, even if I'm wanted to be truthful about rekindling our three, I know it would be hard for him to ever fully believe it.
Sure. Yeah, I know.
So that makes it really tough to play with.
Like I can live with it. That's why, I would, if he can get the votes, I would go towards Christine.
You're young. But yeah. I just got it right, Andrew. I can't write Dan's name down because me and him were, blindsided on the last one.
I know.
So Andrew's my next one because everybody else has been honest. You've been honest. Chris has been honest. And I just want to do this one and then go from there.
I will say, if it's any consolation, that was really hard for Andrew.
Probably was. He just got fed bullshit from other people and it worked because he tried to make the fact, he goes, if I'm sitting next to you, I don't win. I'm like, Andrew, look, you don't win against anybody. I'm like, maybe Mark. I'm like, that's the only person you'll win against. If I'm being 100, only person.
Yeah.
So, at Final Five, no matter who goes this round, it's three original Anka and you and I.
Yeah.
So in that perspective, we're like down on the numbers.
Yeah.
One of us would.
I think at this point, like, now I've had this like twice in a row, and I think as much as it's really been more of like I've played the like strategy and the social now, and I'm always like, I'm not a physical player, and now here we are like twice in a row. So I'm definitely worried about keeping the numbers in this round.
The hardest for us is getting to the end here. If we can get to the end, I think we both have like the equal amount of chance to win.
Yeah.
Because Mark hasn't done anything. And then you came from a tribe that was diminished and made it all the way through. Like, Christine was a great social game.
Yeah, I am worried about Christine.
Dan has won a challenge. And I'm like, and Ashley, she got her thing underestimated. And she came from behind and won that challenge. I'm like, so I don't see you beating anybody if you want to be 100. So we just made an agreement. Do what you got to do.
Yeah.
He didn't say who he was writing. I didn't say who I was writing. But I'm letting you know, so it's not a shock to you. It's too many low numbers. There's no sense in lying.
I anticipate the next couple of votes to be messy. And I do know that he knows that he's definitely got a target on his back. This is just...
Hey, don't you have to get set up over there so we can get this out the way now?
But what were some thoughts after that challenge was over about what could be coming up ahead?
In terms of what?
Anything. You knew it was coming.
It was a fun challenge. I thought it was a really fun challenge.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that one.
It had a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Did some of the legs help expel some nervous energy maybe about what you might be thinking and get your mind off of part of the strategy for a minute to just loosen up, get out, shake things off, and then maybe readjust afterwards?
Yeah, I think it also had the different elements like played to different strengths, so it was like more even to different types of people.
Good.
So that was cool.
Was the outcome what everyone suspected?
I mean, I think everybody here is capable of winning.
Once I got to that puzzle, I knew I wasn't winning.
I really thought we were going to be there for an hour.
We would have been if I was there.
We would have been if you
kept
were
saying
there.
my kid can do it, and I was
I
like,
wouldn't
oh
let
my
it happen.
God.
I'll say it again though. I said, like, I think everybody here is capable of winning, but I think at this point, people have shown, and when they do win, like Tori and now Ashley, it's like you're not as shocked because they've just proven that they can do it.
Does that put a target on them now?
It definitely does.
To say, hey guys, look who's winning. What do we do about this? Because ultimately now they're sealing their fate one challenge at a time, closer and closer to the final.
I think that depends personally. I think that it depends on what you think the jury values, and that's always a crapshoot. That's a guess. We're not in their heads. But I think that Survivor fans of this caliber do value things other than just physical feats. So I don't think that winning immunity like over and over necessarily is like, oh, you're definitely going to win this game.
Right.
It's certainly something that you can put on your resume, but again, do people value that?
Being a challenge beast isn't the only part of the game.
Yeah, like did you get to the next round because you were savvy, or did you just barrel your way through?
No, I 100% agree with that completely.
Okay. Tell me why.
Why? Because, just like she said, to reiterate what she said, there's just so many aspects of the game, and a lot more goes into it than just the challenges. Like, whether you win or lose, you still need allies to support you and have your back and make decisions with you along the game. You can't do anything by yourself.
Right.
And to be able to say, like, here's what I did without anything around my neck is pretty cool. But also, like, when you can secure your own safety, that's like a nice little thing to say you did too.
It's an added bonus.
Yeah.
But you've got to have something to go along with the challenge strengths. You have to have some social strengths to it too as well. Otherwise, you're just getting yourself to a spot that you got there, but it's not going to do anything. So you've got to be playing that social game as well. And I hope that everybody is continuing to think that too, because ultimately the jury is who decides this. And you really want to make sure you made those connections. So, yes.
I think that challenge was a wake-up call for me. Like, this is it. You got to push whatever you got left in the tank. You got to put it out there because every second matters. And so I think it was a little bit of, okay, don't hold back now.
Yeah.
Not getting in your head when you're out on the challenge and getting flustered and overwhelmed.
Yeah. And I try to talk you through that too.
Yeah.
Don't get overwhelmed. Don't get flustered.
Breathe.
Take a breath. Work yourself through it. Even just the beginning legs too. Those knots seem to be difficult, and then the next stage of trying to find those sticks, everything else after the army crawl. There's a lot that goes on, and sometimes you get overwhelmed very easily, especially at this point in the game. Sometimes it's easiest just to step back, take a breath, and say, whoa. Because you don't want to make a rushed decision. You don't want to make a rushed action and cause yourself the fate of either losing a challenge or upsetting somebody that you may have worked very hard to create a bond with, and then you make a rash decision and you've ruined it. And it's very hard to come back late if you mess up.
Yeah.
Because there's not much left other than pitching your case to the jury and saying, I'm sorry that I did this or that, or I wish I had done this and I apologize.
It was a pleasure to do battle with you. It was great to meet you as well.
All right, final 6. Here we are. Oh my gosh. Let's hope this works out. What am I doing here? Andrew, I think you've been a really sophisticated game player. I think you've been kind of playing from the bottom given the first half of the game, and you've done a great job so far. I think you're a big threat if you stay on in the game, so hopefully this works out, and it's not me.
Sorry, Angel. I know we had a plan, but in the words of Darth Vader, I'm altering the plan. Pray I don't alter it again.
We tried and we failed. And now we have the opportunity to try again. You are one of the biggest threats in this game. And you are just, I think you are just wonderful. And so you gotta go.
This is the last chance to use immunity idols. If anybody has immunity idol and they'd like to use it, now is the time to do so.
So, I've seen all these woods over the last few days. I feel like I know it pretty well. And about checking it all out.
I did find something. So I'll be playing this for myself.
Playing that for yourself.
Yeah.
That is a hidden immunity idol. No, Dan, that's not what it is. All right, so any votes cast for Andrew will not count. Anybody else? All right, I'll read the votes. First vote, Andrew, does not count. Next vote, Andrew, does not count. Next vote, Andrew, does not count. Next vote, Tori. Next vote, Tori.
Spell my name.
Next vote, Andrew, does not count. Tori. I'll bring you the torch.
You'll bring me the torch?
Just kidding. Come on. Your tribe has spoken. You are now a member of the jury.
Good game.
Great game.
Go do my interview.
Weekend was fun. Obviously, I don't know who I would choose to win out of that pack, because maybe Sarah, because the other 4 haven't done anything at all. All the people that should have won are out the game, so we'll see. I'm excited to get my stuff, get some food, get my phone, and call my son.